When I visited the Gaza Strip, it was about 1 week after the latest ceasefire was declared. I thought I've seen it all, in all honesty. I thought, nothing I will see will really be a surprise to me because I've seen it before twice. But yet, when you arrive and you see the level of destruction that Gaza sustained during a 51 days of shelling from the sea, from the air, from land, the level of physical destruction was just unprecedented. And to me, having seen 2 previous wars and the aftermath of those wars was just something that I will never forget in my life. Over 2,200 people killed during the war, most of which were civilians, children, women, elderly. You think of the physical damage, the trauma that these people have been through, and what you need to do. And in many instances, CNEWA was at the forefront. We've supported all these Christian institutions before the war. Our role became so critical and needed during the war when you receive these desperate calls from the head of the hospital saying, unless you do something for us, then our operations will stop. And thus we started with the emergency appeal early on, about 2 weeks into the war, to ensure that the medical facilities continue to operate and provide quality services. Without that, those institutions would have shut down during the war. CNEWA is ensuring today that the Christian institutions will have the facilities needed to provide the normal services that they provide. It will ensure that the Christian families of Gaza will have a decent home to go back to once they are renovated. According to the United Nations, over 370,000 children have sustained some sort of a traumatic experience, and we are embarking on a large support program that would be implemented in the 5 Christian schools, the Anglican hospital, the clinics under the Near East Council of Churches, the vocational training centers, as well as the YMCA in Gaza. Hopefully we'll be able to assist more than 20,000, trying to help them to go back to a normal life, or as normal as possible. The most important thing that we do in Gaza is just to continue to be in solidarity with these Christian institutions and Christian individuals. And I think we should be very proud of our contributions during the war, where these Christian institutions really rose above all other institutions. They were the first to provide food and shelter for them during an active war. We were there holding their hands, basically, in providing those services. And we will be there once this war is over, because really the Middle East will not be the same without its Christian institutions and without the indigenous Christian presence. It will be a huge loss, not only for Gaza without its Christian population, but also throughout the Middle East. And I think it's important that we assure the populations at large that we are there to stay. As indigenous Christians with a long and loving history of giving and providing to our respective communities, we will be there, and we have to be there so that the Middle East continues to be a beacon of hope for the future generations.